Hello everybody, how are you today? Hope you are doing well. Today we are going to continue with Unit 2 Ethical Concerns, and we are going to start a new lesson, lesson number 2, the truth about lying. As you see, it's part 1. We are going to have more than one part. Let's start. Our objectives today are to summarize a small paragraph and to fill in the blanks with the correct choice of words or the new vocabulary. First of all, what's a summary? A summary is a shortened version or a brief statement of the main points of a text. In other words, if we want to write a summary, we just choose the main ideas found in the text and we omit or cancel the details. To summarize a text or a paragraph, we have to follow some steps. First of all, we have to read the text carefully. Then we have to express the writer's main idea without mentioning any detail. So, we pick out the main points and we omit the details or we cancel them. We have also to use our own words. We have to be objective. What do we mean to be objective? We have to avoid mentioning our opinion or feelings. So we just stick to what is written. Finally, when we want to start with the summary, we start with a reference. This reference could be the writer or any other character in the text. And we also need a reporting verb. And this verb should be used in the simple present tense. For example, says, explains, believes, informs, claims, which means that the verb should be in the simple present form. And we choose the verb according to the idea being explained. So, if we want to start with our summary, we start as follows. We say, the writer explains that, and we continue. Or we can say, the writer believes that, and we continue. It could be also any of the characters. We can say, for example, Mr. Black explains that, and we continue with our idea. For example, again, let's repeat the steps. To summarize, apply the following steps. First, read the text carefully. Express the writer's main idea without mentioning any detail. As we said, we just pick out the main ideas mentioned in the text or in the paragraph. We have to use our own words, which means that we don't have to copy-paste anything from the text or from the paragraph. Next, you have to be objective. So don't let your feelings interfere. So avoid mentioning your opinion or feelings. At the end, this is the way to start your summary. Start your summary with a reference. It could be the writer or any other character. It depends upon the text. And we need also a reporting verb. And this verb should be in the simple present tense. For example, we can use says, you see we are using this as, explains, believes, informs, claims. It depends upon the idea being explained. Our summary starts as follows, or could start as follows. The writer believes that, and you continue. If we have a character, you say, Mr. White, for example, explains that, and we continue with our idea. So remember, you have to start with a reference. This reference is the person who wrote the paragraph or the text, or it could be any character in the text. So you just repeat what he or she said. But remember, using the simple present tense. Let's try all together to write a summary of the following small paragraph. First of all, as we said before, let's read it carefully. People lie for so many different reasons that it would be impossible to list them all. However, of the most common motives for telling lies, avoiding punishment is the primary motivator for both children and adults. Other typical reasons include protecting ourselves or others from harm, maintaining privacy, and avoiding embarrassment. After reading the text, we can conclude that the main point the writer is trying to explain is that there are reasons that make people lie. He mentions the main reason as well as other typical reasons. Remember, you have to use your own words in order to write this idea, and you have to avoid mentioning your opinion or feelings. Now, let's see how to write the answer. We start our summary, as we said before, with a reference, and here we are going to use the writer to start with and a reporting verb, and it should be in the simple present form. We can start with the writer explains. Let's see how to write the answer. A summary of the small paragraph. The writer explains that although people, either kids or adults, lie for uncountable numbers of reasons, the most common reason is to prevent punishment. Additional causes could be preventing pain, discomfort, and keeping privacy. Let's start with the first part of the new vocabulary. First of all, we have virtue, intrigues, ultimate, promptly. Virtue means goodness or a moral quality. Intrigues means fascinates or arouses one's curiosity. Ultimate means final. Promptly means immediately. So, our lesson is the truth about lying. Do you lie? Do all people lie? When do people lie? Is it okay if we lie a white lie, as we usually say? What do you think? Think about it. What types of lies are there? These questions and other questions will be answered throughout our lesson. First of all, let's read the first part. Every culture holds up truth as virtue, while lying is condemned as something that damages people's lives. However, most people accept the fact that at least some kinds of lying are a part of the daily life of our society. In the following analysis of the widespread practice of lying, Judith Vorst classifies the different kinds of lies people regularly tell. In this introduction, according to the writer, everywhere people believe and consider truth as something good and lying as something that hurts or harms people's lives, but still people accept the fact that some kinds of lying are found in our society, and this is why the writer decided to talk about different types of lies people usually tell, and she classifies them as social lies, peace-keeping lies, protective lies, and trust-keeping lies. Before she started talking about the first type of lying, she decided to express her attitude or feelings towards this topic. Let's start with paragraph 1. I've been wanting to write on a subject that intrigues and challenges me, the subject of lying. I found it very difficult to do. Everyone I've talked to has a quite intense and personal but often rather intolerant point of view about what we can and can never tell lies about. I've finally reached the conclusion that I can't present any ultimate conclusions, for too many people would promptly disagree. Instead, I'd like to present a series of moral puzzles, all concerned with lying. I'll tell you what I think about them. Do you agree? In paragraph 1, the writer admitted that writing on a subject as lying was very hard, but she wanted to write about a subject of interest and challenge. She explains that everyone whom she has asked about this subject had a different and intolerant opinion and point of view about what we can tell lies about. She claims that she wasn't able to come up with a final conclusion that all people would agree with, so this is why she decided to present moral issues about lying as they are and then give her opinion about them. We need to know the meaning of the following words in order to start with paragraph 2. Let's see. Brutish, brutish, which means violent or uncivilized. We can also say wild. Arrogant, which means not humble. Incorruptible, honest, assailing, attacking violently, or in a destructive and harmful way. Hairdo, a way of dressing the hair. Hideous, ugly, or morally offensive. Let's find out what the writer said about social lies. Let's start with paragraph 2. Most of the people I've talked with say that they find social lying acceptable and necessary. They think it's the civilized way for folks to behave. Without these little white lies, they say, our relationships would be short and brutish or violent and nasty. It's arrogant or not humble, they say, to insist on being so incorruptible or honest and so brave that you cause other people unnecessary embarrassment or pain by compulsively assailing or attacking violently them with your honesty. I basically agree. What about you? In paragraph 2, the writer explains that the majority of the people she has talked to agree with social lies because they are needed in our everyday lives, otherwise our relationships would never last for long periods of time. Not only that, but people think or consider those lies as white ones. In addition to that, people believe that not lying and being so honest would cause others embarrassment, so the writer here agrees with this point of view. What else did the writer say about social lies? Let's read paragraphs 3, 4, and 5 to find out. Will you say to people when it simply isn't true, I like your new hairdo? You're looking much better. It's so nice to see you. I had a wonderful time. Will you praise hideous presents and homely kids? Will you decline invitations with, we're busy that night, so sorry, we can't come? When the truth is you'd rather stay home than dine with the so and so's? In paragraphs 3 and 4, the writer asks for our opinion by suggesting some actions as examples. She asks if we would tell someone we like his hairstyle when it's not really true, or you're looking better, or it's nice to see you when we don't really feel that. She adds other examples as saying, I had a wonderful time when we really didn't have it at all. She continues mentioning another example in paragraph 5, which is, sometimes we refuse an invitation by saying we're busy, but the truth is that we prefer to stay home. Let's check the meaning of the following vocabulary. Eloquent, clearly showing some feelings. Indulge, to give excessive attention. Flattery, insincere or excessive praise. Fibs, childish lies. What else did the writer say about social lies? Let's read paragraph 6 to find out. There's one man I know who absolutely refuses to tell social lies. I can't play that game, he says. I'm simply not made that way. And his answer to the argument that saying nice things to someone doesn't cost anything is, yes, it does. It destroys your credibility. Now he won't, unsolicited or without being asked, offer his views on the painting you just bought, but you don't ask his frank opinion or honest opinion unless you want frank or honesty, and his silence at those moments when the rest of us liars are mattering, isn't it lovely? Is for the most part eloquent enough. My friend does not indulge in what he calls flattery, false praise, and mellifluous or smooth and sweet comments. When others tell fibs, he will not go along. He says that social lying is lying, that little white lies are still lies, and he feels that telling lies is morally wrong. What about you? In paragraph 6, the writer gives an example about a man who refuses to tell social lies. He explains that those lies are still considered lies, although they don't hurt or harm others. But he believes these lies destroy his trustfulness, since others wouldn't trust him anymore because he is lying. The writer explains that when others tell false praise comments, this man prefers to stay quiet because they are still lies and telling lies is morally wrong. At the end, the writer asks about the reader's opinions by saying, "What about you?" Questions. Fill in the blanks with the correct words to complete the sentences. Finally, summarize the following small paragraph. If you need to use a dictionary, it's not a problem. You can use it. Good work and stay safe.